Afternoon, everybody. So today I will start with some facial expressions. So I hope you will observe that. Okay. So these are the 9 rasas of Bharat Muni, and today I am going to deal with the rasa theory with reference to Hemingway's Old Man and the Sea. So this is my personal information. Okay, so first let's have the introduction of Indian poetics and Natya Shastra. So Natya Shastra is written, when it was written, it was applied for both the things, drama and poetry, because at that time both the things were considered so similar. Also, it focuses on the dramas and poetries in existed parts. Natya Shastra is encyclopedia of the ideas and principles about the dramas as a form of art. And it is believed that Bharata, the founder of Natya Shastra, is belonging from 2nd century BC. And some of other critics also believe that he is from 2nd century AC. Sanskrit poetics spread over the 10,000 years, and the last one, the Sanskrit scholar, the Sanskrit philosopher, was from the 17th century, and it was Pandit Jagannath. Natya Shastra is the scientific illustration of drama and its representation, the nature of drama, origin, objective of drama, language structure, techniques, characters, types, and dialogue and writing. So these are included in the Natya Shastra. So let's first understand what is rasa, the rhetorical sentiments, that means rasa. We cannot obviously explain the rasa in the theory, but if we try, so according to Bharata, a particular state of mind gives rise to an aesthetic relish which emerges from the combination of various emotional factors. So that is rasa, and rasa is related with the emotional state, that means bhav. So there are 4 bhavs. Now what is bhav? Bhav is emotions or feelings which is already there, which is already inside the audience or the person. And ras is the dominant emotional theme that is invoked in the audience, that is invoked scene that makes us cry, that is rasa. But how it happens? Because we have bhav already inside us. So the rasa and bhava, this both things, ras and bhav, is what establish a relationship between performer and the audience. So rasa bhav, and there are 4 bhavs according to Bharata. That first is vibhav, then anubhav, then sthai bhav, and then vyabhichari bhav. So vibhav or determinants help in the development of feelings of in the sentiment. There are 2 type of vibhav: alamban and uddipak. Alamban is the main action, and the uddipan is the atmosphere that encourage the action. For example, we take the example of Ramayan. Then in that, when Hanuman go to take jadi butti for Lakshman, because he is very terribly sick, and that is vibhav. And now comes to the anubhav. That is, so when he goes, the alamban, the main action, he goes. But why is he going? Because of the Lakshman is sick. Now comes to the anubhav. Anubhav is the reaction of vibhav. According to Bharata, each rasa has 3 subtypes based on the 3 gunas: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So these three are Anubhavs, and it is also written in Bhagavad Gita that Urdhvam Gachanti Sattvastha Madhye Tishtanti Rajasa Jaganya Guna Vritti of Bhav. And it's not that in the one ras, this both three anubhav can be applied. For example, grief caused by destruction of the rightness is sattvika. Grief caused by loss of worldly reputation or wealth, that is rajasic. And the grief caused by the personal loss or the own's personal loss, that is tamasic. Now the sthai bhav. So the nine rasas comes in the sthai bhav. So these are nine rasa: veer ras, adbhut ras, bhayankar ras, then shant ras, raudra ras, hasya ras, karun ras, vibhatsa ras, and shrungar ras. According to Bharat Muni, there were only 8 kind of rasas. Astu Natya Rasas Mrata. It is written in the Natya Shastra by Bharat Muni. So he gave only 8 rasas: Rati, Hasya, Shok, Krodha, Utsa, Bhaya, and Jugupsa and Vismay. And the bhav of these rasas are delight, laughter, sorrow, anger, heroism, fear, disgust, and wonder. And then the ninth rasa is Shant rasa, that is bhav is peace, and it has been added by Abhinav Gupta, who is philosopher and aesthetician from the Kashmir. He lived around 1950 and 116 CE. So the ninth ras is added by Abhinav Gupta. So these are the Vyabhichari bhav. Now Vyabhichari bhav is something that is like tide and the tide. So it comes and goes. These are not the stable, but these are frequent bhavs. And according to Mamad, there are 33 Vyabhichari bhavs, and these are the Vyabhichari bhavs. Now, process of rasa. How this ras process comes from the artist to the audience, or to the person who is watching or listening something, the audience. So the significant contribution of this historical work is the theory of rasa, which can be understood as the dynamic experience between the artist, means creator, artistic expression, and those who receive it. So all the three dynamics, are three processors, are very much important. Now, summary of the old man. See, if we refer summary of the if we connect rasa with the old man and the sea, very much famous novel of Ernest Hemingway, which was published in 1953 and awarded the Pulitzer Prize for fiction in 1952. It was published, and in the 53 it won Pulitzer Prize. So there are only 2 characters, and it is very short story but very prominent story of fiction of all the time literature. The fisherman named Santiago, who is didn't get fish for 84 days. Manolin is another important character, who is a small boy who always helps Santiago, always be with him. And then Santiago now again goes to the sea, Gulf Stream, and Gulf Stream he went there, and then he tried to take a fish through the harpoon, a very big fish named Merlin, and then he got successful, but ultimately after taking that, when he was coming back, sharks came and eat that fish. So this is the story, but when he returned that, he was still find hope inside him. Now, how the rasas we can find in the old man and the sea. So first we can find the if we start with the Veer Rasa, Santiago is the novel begins with his characteristic. He is old fisherman of Cuba. Though he is weak and old, but he is full of courage. So this shows that the Veer Ras in the Santiago, he had an adventurous spirit, great power of endurance, unfalling resolution, and he is indominant fisherman. So this shows Veer Ras. Another incident in which we can find the Veer Ras, that when he was fighting, he was struggling to get that big fish Merlin, he tried very hard, and that time he had the mixed feelings. It has also Krodhras inside him while he was struggling very hard. So absence of infatuation, perseverance, good tactics, valor, power, aggressiveness. So these various vibhavs are seen in him when he was struggling very hard, but ultimately he got successful. That shows the virus inside him. The Hasyaras, how Hasyaras is shown. Finally, he got that after fish after 84 days, and that is happiness. That Ras is shown in him. The Karun Ras, when he was coming back, and that time in the that time the shark came and ate all that big fish. So that developed sorrow, the pity for the Santiago inside the audience, inside the readers. And Hemingway when writes in the text that he could not see the fish jumps but only heard the breaking of the ocean and heavy splash as he fell. The speed of the line was cutting his hands badly, but he had always known this would happen, and he tried to keep the cutting across the calloused parts and not let the line slip into the palm nor cut the fingers. So this explanation, while reader is reading this thing, we have the development of Karunras arise in ourselves. The Shringar Ras, that has the bhav, love bhav. So how the love is expressed in this novel, Santiago and Manolin. Manolin is always trusting in him. The Santiago, he was with him, but when he was with he was his parents didn't like that. Manolin is with Santiago. So once that happens, that after 40 days his parents take him back to the home, but still he always used to go to the Santiago. He feeds him. He knows that whether he is hungry or not, he cherish him, he listens him. So this way the love for the Santiago and Manolin, this is the love, that is the bhav is love, and the ras is Shringar ras inside that novel. And also one Rus is Karun Rus. I found that is not written in the Gregoric Fernando's research, but I have found that Rus, that disgust, the jugupsa. Why? Because in the starting, when he didn't find fish for the 84 days, nobody were trusting on him. Even the parents of Manolin told him that he is the Salau. Now, what is Salau? Salau is the worst form of being unlucky. So that aroused the jugupsa, the disgust inside the parents of the Manolin. So this ras also can be found in the novel. So these are the rasas in Old Man and the Sea. These are my references. Thank you.
Yes, who is asking? Divya Parmar?
In your presentation,
Just, just a minute.
in your
Yes.
presentation, I find one slide, the process of rasa. I am not able to understand that point you have mentioned in that slide. So can you explain? And I have another question. Can you find any one or main rasas in that work, Old Man and the Sea? These both questions.
So first of all, I will explain the process of rasa. So if I am expressing, my facial expression is the anger's expression in my face. So I am artist, I am creator. Now you are audience, you are viewer. So you have that bhav inside you, and that only you can understand my ras. So rasa bhav is very much important, and that is why while the artist and the viewer, in between them the ras bhav works. So process of ras is something that I am showing what I want to take. That can be conveyed through the many medium. I am conveying through my expression, or I can convey with the writing or of drama or novel, or in by making a movie. So in this medium, what I am showing you the ras, the bhav, and that also if arise in you, then only you can get what I am saying. So this is the process of rasa. The medium is intermediate, or we can say the medium is the something which we both have to understand. Then the creator, what the creator is saying, you can find. And another question you have asked, that which ras is important. Veer ras is very important in that. And the another enthusiastic adbhut ras also is there, but Veer ras is very much important. Now why? The struggle of him, he struggled very hard for getting the fish, but ultimately he didn't get that. But still there is a famous line from that text, that the man cannot be man can be destroyed but can not be defeated. So Veer ras, we after reading that novel, we find that ras, that no matter we will get failure many times, but still we will try, that arise hope inside us. So the Veer ras is that, also the adbhut ras, that we can do anything, we can do anything in our life by taking the symbol of Santiago.
Yes, Dhwani, which process of rasa reflect exactly Bharat Muni mentioned which you like most?
uh, I like all the rasas, but in that I like the hasya ras, veer ras, and also the adbhut ras. Am I?
In Hemingway's novel that reflects most in sorry I forgot that, but in Hemingway's novel that which you find that exactly Bharat Muni say.
Can you repeat your question loudly?
In you take this novel that in this novel that which rasa process is mentioned by Bharat Muni, that exactly that Bharat Muni say that which rasa process that you find.
uh, Rasa process starting from the Karun Ras in the Ernest Hemingway's novel. It starts from the it starts from the disgust. Then it comes to the Shrungar, the love of Santiago and Manolin. Then it comes to the Veerras, the enthusiastic, that is the Adbhutras. Then it comes to the Veerras, and that the novel ends. So, if we try to research on that, these all the rasas are then, and it comes frequently. Time incident by incident, all the rasas are coming here, as I feel.